Join my man. Join my this guy. Plus, you over there. And then we were, that's, go to up top. There you go. That's um, this guy was like, Body. Yeah. But it's something that's not. The problem is, what in the desk. That's fine.
Elder a short field on the one and the middle of the field on the other. So in regards to what Elder's doing, both offensively, defensively, and special teams, I give them a passing grade on both offense and defense without a doubt. And defensively, we're seeing things in this first half that, quite honestly, we didn't see that often last year, was that Elder's defense was getting off the field.
Guys, one of the weapons and tools they had last year was, of course, Chris Schroer. Chris Schroer getting a touchdown in the first quarter, 9-yard touchdown run. He's also one of those guys that they're going to expect a lot out, and he's proven it tonight.
He is, Mark, and I expect big things in the second half. As Steve alluded to early in the pregame show, a lot of the Middletown players go both offensively and defensively. And I can see Elder just kind of just saying, "Okay, boys, we're gonna just ram it down their throat and see where it gets them." Because I can see, Ramsey or Peters handing it off to Chris Schroer up the middle for 6 or 7 and making it short and second and short a lot of times in the second half.
I think what you're going to see in the second half out of Middletown, though, Tom and Mark, the one pass play that they had success with, they brought in their second-string quarterback, George Webb, who actually is a transfer from Maryland, just playing this year. He's a junior, but he hit the big tight end, Chance Sorrell. He's a 6'6", 258 tight end. He's going to Vanderbilt next year, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that in the second half, whether it's Alante Simmons throwing the ball or the junior George Webb. I think you're going to see Chance Sorrell a lot more involved in the Middletown offense in the second half, and that's an adjustment that Elder's going to have to make.
All right, we're going to take our first. We're going to talk a little technology. We talked about that, all this streaming video, audio stuff. We'll be explaining some new things about that when we come back on the Prep Sports Radio Network. Wow, that was good rock there.
Jim Scott,
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, right. We'll just give it a good, 3-4 minutes of explain, maybe 5. What's that, Kevin?
Just for the because the watch out for the boys from the south.
Now what band is that? EOD. Oh, there you go.
Testing 1, 2.
Got it.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was Kevin Welch.
Thank you.
And we are back at Nippert Stadium, where the Elder Panthers have a 20-7 lead over the Middletown Middies. To be listed
800 or visit them on the web at hoding.com. 9:40 to go, third quarter. Elder leads 20-7. Dive play as Yavante Glover is back into the game. He takes it to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 4 and a 3rd and 3 coming up for Middletown.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Phil, on this. As an offensive lineman, if you're engaged with a defensive lineman, another player cannot hit that player, correct, below the waist. That's a crackback block, right?
Right, yeah. If somebody comes back, you cannot hit that player if he's engaged with another lineman.
That includes a tight end, correct?
I'm not 100% sure on that, but I would still think he's considered on the line. So
3rd and 3. Snap back to Simmons. Has time. Looks over the middle through the hands of Sorrell and almost intercepted on a deflection by Johnny Lammers. It's incomplete, and Middletown faces a 4th down, and they will send the punting unit out there. So Middletown drives at 23 yards, but the drive stalls. Austin Cipriani lines up deep for Elder. Tonight's game is brought to you by Robert Jones Plumbing. Plumbing problems, big or small, disappear with Robert Jones Plumbing. 513-353-2230. Robert Jones Plumbing, 513-353-2230. It's Andrew Sanders to punt away for Middletown. A spiral. Cipriani at the 29-yard line. Across the 30 down to the 33, and Elder's first offensive possession of the 3rd quarter will start 1st down and 10 at their own 33. They lead 20-7 with 8:51 to go. Scoring plays were a 35-yard touchdown pass, Peyton Ramsey to Andrew Sportsman, and then an 8-yard Chris Shore touchdown run, all in the 2nd quarter, plus 2 Mark Murray field goals. And let's see who's at quarterback as the quarterbacks have rotated series, and it's Peyton Ramsey in at quarterback, but he will split out to the near side and run a wildcat for Chris Schwar. Schwar will take the direct snap with Tanner Ramsey leading the way. Schwar the middle, cuts it back, has a little bit of a crease, gets to the left hash mark after going to the middle of the field to the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Boy, Schwar runs like he's 250, but he's only 215. He really packs a punch for being 215's a good size for a tailback, obviously in high school, but he plays a little bit bigger than that. It'll be 2nd and 7, 8:22 to go in the 3rd quarter. Peyton Ramsey at quarterback. Pistol formation with his brother Tanner just to his right and Chris Shore behind him. Snap, high snap. They'll hand to Shore right at the middle with a big hole at the 40. Runs over a tackler, drags another to the 45-yard line. A gain of 9 for Shore on 2nd and 7. 1st down, Elder.
Well, that's where a 250 running back wouldn't make that play, John. He had the agility to get to the outside, and the way he did it was he just stayed so low that the linebackers didn't know who actually had the football.
And E.J. Colson, who made the tackle there, got a free 5-yard ride actually on that. I don't think he really made the tackle. It was just Shore got tired of carrying him for a little bit.
7:50 to go, 3rd quarter. Elder leads 20-7. They're on the move. 1st and 10 at their own 45. Peyton Ramsey in the gun. Takes a snap. And he'll hand on a draw play straight up to Schwar, and Schwar to the 49 near midfield. Upended there. 4-yard gain.
And as a defensive lineman, you got 2 things that are just going against you right now. You got Elder's big tackles and Kevin Pickett and Tommy Kramer just leaning on you constantly. You got Jack James hitting you up front, and then you got Chris Shore coming at you. So about middle of the 3rd quarter, right about now, they're starting to die. 2nd
and 6 at the 49-yard line for Elder. Pistol formation, and Elder moves. Devin Pike moves the count early. And that'll be a 5-yard penalty. Elder grad and Cooper Electric President Greg Hyland pledges to meet your demands for quality, value, and service. Cooper Electric's goal in all facets is to maintain satisfied customers and develop customer relations for life. Cooper Electric, 513-271-5000. 513-271-5000. And stay tuned after the game for the Cooper Electric Elder Star of the Game. The Cooper Electric Elder Star of the Game coming up after the game. Cooper Electric. 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 11 for Elder at their own 44. Moving left to right, their first possession of the 3rd quarter. They lead 20-7. And a quick slant is intercepted on a deflection, and Middletown will run it back for a touchdown. D'Angelo Clark, check that, it was Brad Carr who took the slant route 45 yards on a pick 6, and Middletown is an extra point away from making it a 6-point game.
Bill, we talked about that earlier in the game. You can't sell it every time. A couple times a game, but that's exactly what happened. That player jumped that route, did a great job. Played it and developed fast enough.
Yeah, and the pass was just a little low. It was just right on time. Great play by Middletown there, and this is the play they needed to get back in this game.
Wow. It was a slant out of the shotgun, and the ball never made it to the receiver. It was Brad Carr standing right in the hole, tipped it in the air, grabbed it, and rumbles 45 yards untouched for a pick six and another momentum swing in favor of the Middies. First, it was a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and now an interception return. We have an injured Middie on the ground.
Yeah, and Phil, I don't think the pass ever actually made it to the line of scrimmage. So the guy actually jumped the route before the quarterback actually turned to throw the football. So, again, those are timing patterns. If it's not there, do you see it? It's kind of hard to tell from at this angle, but I can't tell if it's something you can just throw away or not. I mean, it's almost like it's a fluid motion.
Right. It's just one of those plays. It's just timing route. You know where you're going, and sometimes somebody jumps a route and they just get it. I mean, it's the same thing that you see on Saturdays, you see on Sundays. Somebody jumps the route and they look like a hero. Other times they jump the route and they look like a doofus.
Well, with 6:45 to go, a touchdown for Middletown. We'll take an injury timeout. Be back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network. Doofus making its appearance on the PSRN broadcast.
I wanted to try to get that in.
Yeah. It's funny, Doug Ramsey said before the game, I have quarterbacks who don't throw interceptions. They know where to throw the ball. I said, he's going to eat those words.
Well, I said in the first half it's going to happen. It just doesn't move fast enough.
Welcome back to Nippert Stadium on the campus of the University of Cincinnati, along with Sean O'Connor and Phil Bengal. I'm John Kirtley, the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week, live on the Prep Sports Radio Network, presented by the Holy Grail and Cincinnati Sports Medicine and Orthopedic. And a big play here in the third quarter, midway through the third quarter, as Brad Carr picks off a Peyton Ramsey pass and takes it 45 yards for a touchdown. Makes it a 20-13 game, and here comes the extra point for Middletown. Zach Green on for the PAT, and he got it. 20-14, game on here at Nippert Stadium. 6:45 to go, third quarter. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
You can always throw it down to Mark.
Yeah, let's do it. Remind me, because if I don't hear him, I'll give him.
Tell you what, man, they need to start opening this offense right now. Stop playing around. Throw the ball down the field. It's open. Well, maybe we want.
Welcome back to Nippert Stadium as Brad Carr has brought Middletown to within 6 on a 45-yard interception return as Middletown scores its second unconventional touchdown of the night. The first was a kickoff return and now an interception return. And we have a ball game here at Nippert Stadium with 6:45 to go, third quarter. Elder leads Middletown 20-14, and we'll check in with Mark Bengal on the sideline, with what has to be a very silent Elder sideline. Elder had a 20-7 lead at half and was driving the football down, but the big pick six has breathed new life into the Middies. Kickoff is away. That one's going to be returned by Sportsman at the 4-yard line, at the 15, at the 20, and he is brought down at the 24-yard line. Here come the Elder Panthers, and down to the sidelines on our Mark Bengal.
Well, guys, yeah, they are a little disappointed in what happened there, but I was listening to Coach Craig James rallying the defense, saying, guys, you're playing a great game tonight. Don't get down. We're in this game. Defensively, like you said, the defense is doing well. Special teams let them down on the kickoff on a kind of a questionable call, and then that turnover. So I think they're not so down, a little calm here, and I think they'll let us show it here. So back upstairs.
All right, we'll see what Peyton Ramsey. Let's see how short a memory he has as they'll hand off to Chris Schwar. On first down, and Schwar threw a hole at the 30 to the 34-yard line. And that's a first down carry for Schwar. 11 yards on the romp right up the middle.
Schwar gets through another big hole, so the Elder offense responds right there and picks up a first down. That's exactly what you got to do. You make a mistake, come back on the field, and just play and forget about that. You can't play in the past. You got to play in the present.
First down and 10 for Elder at their own 34. 6:20 to go, third quarter. And it's again Schwar off left guard. And he's got a hole, falls forward to the 40-yard line. Haven't mentioned the Elders starting lineup on the offensive line as a unit. We've mentioned them here and there, but Kevin Pickett and Tommy Kramer, Phil, are the tackles with Ben Klenk, Brad Murphy at guard, and you mentioned Jack James a few times at center. That unit seems to be getting the job done, at least from a run blocking standpoint. On 2nd down and 4 from the 40-yard line, Ramsey takes a snap to Schwartz. Big hole again at the 50. First down to the Middletown 48-yard line. 12-yard gain for Schwartz.
Yeah, he's not far from breaking one here, guys. He's always, in the last 2 series, he's been one tackle away, one shoestring tackle of making a huge run, and there's just another example. It's just going to be a matter of him picking up his feet as soon as he gets closer to that last tackler to evade him.
5:33 to go, third quarter. Elder leads 20-14. 1st and 10 at the Middletown 49. High snap, but they get it off to Schwartz. He goes airborne and is met in the air for a gain of 3. Nice tackle by Cody Barnett. And it brings up a second down and 7 for Elder.
If you notice, though, he's running between the tackles. He's not running outside the tackles much. That offensive line's doing one heck of a job. Of course, James, he's outweighed on that nose tackle, not now, but in the previous plays, by at least 60, 70 pounds.
Peyton Ramsey in the gun. Man in motion, Cipriani from left to right. And they'll hand it short again. They're feeding the big fella, and short yardage this time to the 45, so it'll be a 3rd and 6 for Elder at the Middletown 45-yard line.
Play was a little bit difficult to develop, Phil, and real slow to develop. It looked almost like a trap play. Center coming down on the guard, and the guard going around James wasn't able to get there. It was broken up by the defensive tackle.
And the big thing I'm starting to notice, though, is that these defensive tackles for Middletown, they're starting to get up slower and slower because as you get these big guys hitting you, Tommy Kramer's pushing 280 pounds on that outside, and then you get Chris Shore. That wears on you.
3rd and 6 for Elder at the Middletown 45. Shore in the backfield. Double wide receivers to the right. Back to throw Ramsey. Play action fake. He'll throw over the middle, and it's caught. First down to the Middletown 37-yard line by Austin Cipriani. Big throw, big catch, first down Panthers.
So most importantly there, John, was he had the ability not only to catch the ball, but also make position in front of that first down marker. Because if that player, you don't come down, he tackles you behind the first down marker, it's not a first down. You're punting the football, so good job.
1st and 10 Elder at the 38 after the 7-yard gain on 3rd and 6. And Ramsey will hand her short again. He's got a big hole on the left side. He runs to the 30. A penalty flag flies. As Shore gets to the 28, another penalty flag, though. Against it's another hold.
Holding against the Panthers, 25 yards behind the football.
Well, that's at least the 6th holding call tonight on both teams.
First game, hands are all over the place, but at the same time, too, sometimes these officials in their meetings, they're told, hey, this is an emphasis this year. You watch this, and in the first game, you're going to see a ton of flags thrown, week 1. After week 1, the officials are going to get back with their, their crew, and they're going to come back to where we're not going to call that anymore. So week 1, you're going to see a lot of those flags. But I say week 2, it's not going to be as many holding calls.
3:42 to go, third quarter. Elder leads 20-14 after the holding call. 1st and 20 at the Middletown 48-yard line. Peyton Ramsey at quarterback. He's got Chris Shore in the backfield with him, and now a timeout.
Doug's not happy. He's called a timeout. So
we'll do the same with 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 20-14 Elder. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
How do you make that holding call 20 yards behind?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, maybe the flag was I want it shaken, not stirred.
Welcome back to Nippert Stadium with Sean O'Connor and Phil Bengal. I'm John Kirtley, anchoring back in the studios of Sacred Heart Radio, as he has for, these many years, Kevin Kenny.
He never leaves.
No.
They just open the closet and he climbs in there and they throw him a pillow and a couple crackers once in a while.
His voice in my ears is like my security blanket as a kid. It's just good. He's under control. he's got it under control, and we welcome Kevin back. Doing a good job again. Elder leads 20-14, 3:31 to go third quarter. First and 20 from the Middletown 48. Direct snap to Shore, right up the middle. That offensive line pushes the pile, and Shore bounces it outside. He's cut down at the 44-yard line. Picks up 4 yards.
Brad Carr did an excellent job for the Middies to hold on to Shore, slowing him down. If it wasn't for that, he's going for another 10. But again, the Middies aren't giving up easily tonight. They're doing an excellent job of making a tackle, and if they're not able to make the tackle themselves, at least slow them down, and teammates are coming up. But Phil, I agree that defensive line right now, that's one reason why Shore's doing an excellent job gaining positive yardage.
Second and 16 for Elder at the Middletown 44-yard line. Panthers lead by 6. 2:50 to go third quarter. Peyton Ramsey back to throw. Has time. Loads up deep. Throws deep. One-on-one. Sportsman's incomplete. Beautifully broken up. One-on-one coverage. Down at the 4-yard line, it was E.J. Colson. What a game he's having. He has a kickoff return for a touchdown and saves a touchdown there with beautiful defensive effort.
And Colson, he did a nice job. He was step for step. The ball was put in the right place. He made it, and there was a little contact before when they got there, but not enough to warrant any sort of, pass interference or whatnot. So Colson did a good job because he's learned his lesson. Sportsman's beat him twice pretty bad, and that time he was able to stay right with him.
Boy, it was a beautiful throw by Peyton Ramsey. He got hit as he threw. He lofted that perfectly 40 yards in the air with a man right in his face. 3rd and 16 for Elder at the Middletown 44. Ramsey to throw, blitz coming, steps up, throws again deep, near side, Sportsman, it's broken up again! One-handed, batted away by Vincent Calhoun. Big-time plays by Middletown in the defensive backfield, forces Elder to punt.
Boy, now the defensive back now is injured by the Middies. He's going to sit down here, so we're going to have an injury timeout.
With 2:35 to go third quarter, Elder leads Middletown 20-14, and now Middletown has a chance to take the lead on this possession with a touchdown. Unbelievable. Well, what a play by Calhoun.
One thing, and I just comment on this, is just seeing a lot of these guys down. It seems like almost all these injuries we've seen in this game, it's cramping. And I understand, guys get cramps, but you have to know if it's going to be hot, it's going to be warm that day. You can't sit around and eat your junk. You can't drink your pop. You got to be drinking water and stay hydrated so that stuff doesn't happen. You got to get that stuff in you, and you have to properly prepare before the games. That stuff does not happen because those little injuries, and I'm not criticizing because it happened to the Elder guy too, but those little injuries are things that turn into bigger ones if you don't take care of that.
Still attending to Vincent Calhoun, who broke up that play. Andrew Sportsman has had 2 long touchdowns knocked away at the last second.
How many triathlons do you do this year, Phil?
2. I did 2.
You did
Phil
2.
Bengal, the rapidly disintegrating Phil Bengal, joining us again. He's down about 75 pounds since we first started, maybe more. Phil, we applaud you in your efforts this year. It's been great to follow.
I aim to entertain and please.
You could go down and play right now. That's how good a shape you're in.
His eligibility has been taken away.
I don't know. He's got the Johnny football eligibility. All right, snap back to Tony Mazza, who will punt it away. And it's fumbled, and Colson falls on it at the 17-yard line. So here come the Middletown Middies with 2:27 to go third quarter. They trail 20-14. They have the ball for the first time tonight, or at least in the second half, to potentially take the lead. That gives us time to tell you that Prep Sports Radio has been broadcasting Elder games for 24 years, and McCluskey Chevrolet has been presenting Elder football for that same amount of time. When looking for a new car, visit McCluskey Chevrolet in the Kings Auto Mall and tell Walt and Mike Kelsey thanks. McCluskey Chevrolet, 513-761-1111. It's not all about the Kelseys at McCluskey. My boy Paul Cluxton is also there. Me and Clux rode the bus together during his NKU basketball heyday back in the mid-'90s. So it's good to hear Clux's voice on the air tonight as well. On first down and 10, it's quarterback Alante Simmons faking the dive, running the option out to the left to the 26-yard line. That's an 8-yard gain.
Tony Mazza on the tackle for the Panthers. Again, just too much to gain there, Phil, in this second half for the Middies on the first down. They've been doing an excellent job on first down in the second half.
2 minutes to go, third quarter. 20-14 Elder. Middletown with a 2nd and 2 at their own 26-yard line. It's a dive play again, and this time it's Yavonte Glover to the 28-yard line. Should be enough for a first down or close to it. And let's see, no signal yet. They will mark it first down at the 29-yard line.
There's a time when the Panther defense needs to respond and get a 3 and out now that they have a fresh set of downs, but the front four need to get a good push and stop getting knocked back on their heels.
1st and 10 at the 29, and out of the shotgun they'll hand to Yavonte Glover off right guard. He gets to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 6, and Middletown moving the ball early here on this possession. 1:28 to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 4, Middletown at the 35.
As much as Middletown runs an option, it's amazing to me how much they have not been able to put the football on the ground. With all the moisture and the sweat on that football tonight, I'm surprised they haven't fumbled at least once or twice.
Alante Simmons will hand, and the ball's loose, and it's fallen on at the 35-yard line. Johnny on the spot. It's fallen on by Reuben Phillips, but Sean, just as you said.
You want the lottery numbers tomorrow?
Seriously. You're on fire. Actually, that was Middletown's 3rd fumble. They did lose one early.
One early, but that was it. That's huge.
The ball's recovered at the Middletown 33, which makes it 3rd and 5 at the Middletown 33-yard line. 40 seconds left, third quarter. And they hand up the middle. Fake dive play. Simmons up the middle. He's free at the 50. Chalk it up at the 40, at the 35, and down to the Elder 27-yard line. A 39-yard run by sophomore quarterback Alante Simmons on 3rd and 5.
He broke 3 tackles, Phil, right at the line of scrimmage, bounced off, didn't give up, and boy, as soon as he got past the linebacker, was off to the races.
Tony Mazza saved a potential touchdown. Thomas Ottenreeb in pursuit from the opposite side. The Panthers just couldn't get off the field there on that 3rd down. They got another chance here, but the Middletown offense, they run on momentum, and they got it. 20
seconds to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 Middies at the Elder 27. It's Glover upended and diving to the 25-yard line. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter, and we have some drama brewing here at Nippert Stadium. At the end of 3, Elder leads Middletown 20-14, but the Middies on the move. Back with the final act here at Nippert Stadium after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
I have never been to an Elder game that it's been this crowd, this quiet.
It's quiet.
It is quiet. There's no one. Look, I mean, quiet. Yeah, make sure we get the Holy Grail at least once again after that one. Yeah. Supporting my.
You gotta cover your bar. You gotta cover your bar tab.
That's right. Yeah, I don't. Oh, it's awful. It's got to open up. Dude, saving it for a rainy day.
Availability of information is on the election.
Welcome back to Nippert Stadium. Start of the fourth quarter here on the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on the Prep Sports Radio Network and Sacred Heart Radio. Phil Bengal, Sean O'Connor, and John Kirtley with you, along with Mark Bengal on the sidelines. And Elder leads Middletown 20-14, but the Middletown Middies, who have scored unconventional touchdowns as their lone offense tonight, won a kickoff return and another interception return, now bidding for an offensive touchdown that would give them a lead. And they have a 2nd down and 8 at the Elder 25, down to the sideline. Mark.
Please dial extension 504. Thank you.
The acting of the year award, when that punt was set down to go, Elder was very quick, and Middletown saw it. The coaches were telling him to drop to the ground. He dropped to the ground quickly, and I'm not going to say he faked it, but boy, it looked like the Buffalo Bills all over again, back upstairs.
Alante Simmons, play fake, wants to throw. Now he'll scramble, and he runs into the waiting arms of Dustin Applegate. No gain, maybe a half-yard gain for the 24, sets up a big third down.
And right now, that's what the Elder defense needs. They need to stop this option at the line of scrimmage. They can't let it continue to pick up 2 and 3 because those 2s and 3s, eventually these guys start bouncing off tackles and they become 5s and 7s. So you have to make sure that you're making these tackles, and this is a big third down.
Biggest of the night.
3rd and 8 for Middletown at the Elder 25. Alante Simmons under center. Yavante Glover, the up back. Rolling right, Simmons, but a penalty flag on Middletown, a false start.
The tackle on the far side of the field moved. What he needed to do was pull that right leg out, and he just pulled his leg out just a little bit too quick. The officials called it, and false start. 3rd
and 13 for Middletown now. They'll back it up to the Middletown, or to the Elder 34. You got to believe this is 2-down territory for the Middies.
And if that lineman is pulling his leg back real quick because he's got to get across the way, that means the last time he was supposed to do it, the quarterback got sacked. So he was making sure it didn't happen again.
And what did they do on that play? They threw it across to the tight end that's going to Vanderbilt.
All right, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Alante Simmons under center. Yavante Glover in a 2 tight end formation. Simmons will roll right. Has time. Now he'll cut it back to the middle. Has a little bit of room. Still running to the 20-yard line. A 10-yard gain makes it 4th down and 3. As the sophomore quarterback continues to show a lot of moxie tonight. It's 4th and 3 for Middletown. 11 minutes left in the game.
Panthers had him still behind the line of scrimmage. Everybody stood their ground. They didn't want to give up the big play. But as you said earlier, they keep knocking those 2 and 3 yard plays, and that's exactly what happened. He squared it right between 4 Panthers. Huge gain on the play.
4th down and 3. Play of the game thus far. 10:42 left. Elder leads 20-14. 4th and 3 for Middletown at the Elder 20-yard line. Alante Simmons in a wishbone. Takes the snap, turns, hands it to Glover. Glover has the first down and more to the Elder 13-yard line, a 7-yard gain.
Go ahead, Phil, you've got that.
Basically, the Middletown just brought in big number 68. Tyler Wenzel, line him up right guard. He's 345 pounds.
Whoa.
And just ran a power I formation almost right at him, which got Elder pushed back on their heels.
Snap to Simmons. It's Glover again, right behind the big guy. And a fumble, and Elder has it. At least that's what the Panthers say.
Yeah, they do.
They do. The 4th fumble of the night for Middletown. The 2nd one recovered by Elder. A huge play at the Elder 10-yard line.
Boy, oh boy, lightning strikes Middletown Middies right there, and right before he fell down, the ball came loose, the Panthers were on it, and again, the officials needed to get in there and make that call, because I agree with Middletown guys, you've got to make the call, the officials need to make it right away, or at least jump in the pack and say who has the football.
Yeah, you have to protect the fighting and the possible injury, but that's the stuff right there. Craig James.
We got another guy sitting down on the field again.
That's Kevin Henry, who is cramping up again. That gives us time to tell you that the search is over. The Holy Grail West in Delhi on Ebenezer and the Holy Grail at the Banks, located directly across from Great American Ballpark. Before, during, or after the game, the search for your after-game spot is over. The family-friendly menu at the Holy Grail includes soups, chili, wings, salads, wraps, burgers, sandwiches, and pizza, all served and delivered to you in front of 30 HD TVs displaying the top local, regional, and national games of the day. The Holy Grail West in Delhi on Ebenezer, and the Holy Grail at the Banks, located directly across from Great American Ballpark, the meeting place for all areas of Greater Cincinnati.
And don't forget, John, this weekend, of course, opener for all the college football games at the Holy Grail bucket specials all weekend. So make sure after the fireworks as well, Holy Grail down at the Banks, a great convenient meeting place for everyone right there at the Banks. All the Banks restaurants will be open early all weekend long for the fireworks, especially on Sunday. So make sure you go down there and check them out.
With this game, not that we're complaining, but between the penalties and the cramping, we might be burning the midnight. I'm going to have to run a hotel down here. So, do we have any dorm rooms that are available?
We stay at my place.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you're at the Banks. We'll go check out. The search is over, right? We need to check out the Banks. Holy Grail. All right, Elder takes over after the huge fumble recovery. It's Chris Schwar at the 10, at the 15 to the 18, an 8-yard gain for Schwar. Nick Peters back at quarterback for Elder as the QB
we got a Middy down again.
Indeed we do.
Another cramp.
Another cramp.
Boy, oh boy. Phil, run some water down, would you?
At this point, though, the cramp is the injury that sometimes you pull out when you get trucked. You know, I got a cramp in my hamstring. I didn't just get laid out. But to go back to the fumble that the Panthers caused, that's what things like Craig James and Doug Ramsey preach to their players week in and week out every year is you have to make plays. Sometimes stuff doesn't go your way. You just got to go to the next play and make a big play. Whether that's a fumble or a stop or just doing your job, you just got to make a play. And that's exactly what they did, and that's going to give the Panthers the opportunity here to make something out of this turnover.
Well, the biggest thing, guys, is that so far up to this point, you see what the Panthers' strengths and you see what their weaknesses are. The biggest weakness is just they're killing themselves in a lot of plays. Middletown's doing a great job, and when they're going up against some of these bigger players offensively, when Panthers are going up against an offense that's a little bit bigger in some key positions, that's where they're a little weak. But you're not going to normally go up against 345-pound guards and tackles.
10:03 left in the fourth quarter. Elder leads Middletown 20-14. And when play resumes, Elder will have a 2nd down and 2 at their own 18. Middletown had a chance to take the lead, driving inside the Elder 15, but a fumble recovery by Elder at the 10 looms as a humongous play in this game. Next week, we'll be emanating live from the pit, back to the friendly confines of the pit. 7 o'clock airtime, 7:30 kickoff, the home opener as Elder hosts Upper Arlington from Columbus. The UA Golden Bears will be in town. A return favor from a trip Elder made to Columbus last year. A big Elder win, and the Upper Arlington Golden Bears will travel down I-71 and meet Elder in their home opener Friday night at the pit. A week from tomorrow, 7 o'clock airtime here on the Prep Sports Radio Network. We're back to action. 10:03 to go in the fourth. 2nd and 2 for Elder at the 18, their own 18. Nick Peters, a senior quarterback, in the pistol formation with Chris Schwar and Tanner Ramsey in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right. It's Schwar right up the middle, big hole at the 25, down to the 28-yard line. And the offensive line is really starting to make things easy for number 10.
Well, and again, it gets back. Another Midi got up slow again. They're just going to keep pounding this football, Phil. I don't think they're going to take a chance of another turnover off of a pass because they're doing such a good job right now of really beating down this team with 9:47 to go in the fourth quarter.
Snap to Peters. Hands to Schwar. Uh-oh, man in the backfield. He gets rid of him. Crosses the 30 to 31-yard line. Not sure how Schwar got out of that trouble, but he did for a 3-yard gain.
I think it might have been a little fake that Tanner Ramsey put on him as he turned around after he was looking for the guy that he was supposed to block who went the wrong way. And that defender, instead of going after Schroer, kind of followed Ramsey a little bit. So good play by Ramsey there. He kind of faked him out.
It's almost like a dance move.
Yeah.
9:15 left in the game. Elder leads 20-14. They have the ball 2nd and 7 at their own 31. Moving right to left. Peters in the gun. And Ohander Schwar again on a counter play. And he gets out of the first tackle. Now he's stacked up at the 38-yard line in a vintage Chris Schwar fashion. It takes all 11 middies to get him on the ground. First down Elder, an 8-yard gain for Schwar.
It's a scrum out there, Phil.
Now this is when everybody just got pile off, help each other up, and let's hope everybody gets up from this pile.
It is an 11-car pile up for Middletown as Chris Schwar doing some serious damage there. But you can tell, guys, that Middletown is really starting to put 8-9 guys in the box. You just wonder if a play fake could be in order here to get a big play for Elder. Because it appears Middletown is selling out. Peters in the gun. Takes a snap. And again, it's Schwar right up the middle. And he's hit from front, hit from behind. Gets forward momentum to the 42-yard line, a gain of 3 with 8.5 minutes left in regulation.
Cover that football up, Phil. That's the one thing that made me a little nervous there. He kind of had that football in his right hand, and he's getting pummeled a couple times on that right side. But he was able to hold on to it, but this is almost two-hand territory without question.
2nd down and 7 for Elder at their own 41-yard line. Snap to Peters. Hand to Schwar up the middle. Trips over his own man across the 45 to the 46. Still a 5-yard gain. Makes it 3rd and 3.
Actually, he didn't, John. He tripped over the player that was down on the ground for the middies. You couldn't really see him. He had a Panther blocker in front of him, and he couldn't see him when he turned, and he just tripped over his leg.
Boy, Middletown is in a world of hurt. Their guys are dropping like flies. And Coach Troy Everhart is going to take a timeout. 7:42 left in regulation. Elder leads Middletown 20-14. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
I have never seen a team this. What did they do? Okay, get water right back.
Brent Spence Bridge has a Twitter feed. See that? Welcome back to Nippert Stadium along with Sean O'Connor, Phil Bengal, and Mark Bengal. I'm John Kirtley. A high wire act here at Nippert Stadium. 7:42 to go, fourth quarter. Elder leads Middletown 20-14. Elder facing a 3rd and 3 at their own 46. This drive started at the Elder 10 after an Elder fumble recovery. Turned away Middletown's bid for a go-ahead score. Big 3rd and 3 for Elder. Peters hands to Schwarr. He's in trouble in the backfield, plows ahead, and is turned away by a host of middies at the 47-yard line. It's a 1-yard gain, brings up 4th and 2. And let's see what Doug Ramsey wants to do here. He's not sending the punting unit out.
It'll be 4th down.
Boy, this is a gutsy call for Doug Ramsey if he goes for it in his own territory on 4th and 2 with a 6-point lead.
Phil, you know what you do here?
Try to draw him off.
Exactly. Without question.
Well, let's see.
And a quick pooch kick, as they've done many times in the past, too.
Well, you've been on fire tonight, Sean. Let's see if that happens. Peters takes this, hard count. And now Doug Ramsey's going to take a timeout. 6:55 left in regulation. Elder leads 20-14. 4th down and 2 from their own 47 when we come back on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Actually, I'd throw the ball down the field. I really would.
You know, I forget what offense they ran when Florian was quarterback. Play action out of the I formation.
Yeah. Yeah, Phil's down with a cramp.
Welcome back to Nippert Stadium. Along with Phil Bengal and Sean O'Connor, I'm John Kirtley, the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week, live on the Prep Sports Radio Network, and we welcome all those listening around the world on the various ehsports.com media, whether it be it online, on your phone, iPad.
Looks like the Panthers are going to punt, John.
They are going to punt on this 4th and 2 from their own 47.
Be a fake.
Tony Mazza has it in his sights, and he boots it away. A high spiral, good hang time, bounces at the Middletown 25, and is killed at the 27-yard line. So the Middletown Middies haven't done much on offense, but lo and behold, with 6:47 to go in the game, they have a chance for a go-ahead score. With 6:47 left, they'll have a 1st down and 10 at their own 27. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by CincyNightOut.com. CincyNightOut.com. CincyNightOut.com is your one-stop resource for fun in Cincinnati, restaurants, nightlife, entertainment, bands, and beyond. Download the My Night Out app, CincyNightOut.com. Alante Simmons, the savvy sophomore quarterback, back at the helm. He'll take the snap. He'll keep it himself off the fake dive. He's met in the hole. A 3-yard gain. Nice tackle by Johnny Lammers. It's 2nd down and 6.
Now the key to this series for the Panthers is the front 4 guys. They can't be on roller skates, so they got to be able to engage that lineman and hold him in that spot so that they can't create those running lanes that they have been creating earlier. It seems like a lot of times they're just going almost as a zone block in this option, so you have to be able to engage that guy and stop him in his tracks, and then that backs everybody else up.
Alante Simmons under center. Javante Garner takes the snap, and he's met in the hole. No gain for Glover. A host of Panthers on the stop there. Carl Lingerich, the first man off the pile as Glover picks up a yard. A critical 3rd down and 5 for Middletown coming up from their own 32 as we click under minutes left in this game. Elder leading 20-14.
Quick to the line, the Middies go.
It's 3rd down and 5.
And the Elder side of the field rises to its feet. They're in full throat on 3rd and 5 for Middletown at their own 32. Simmons in the gun, takes a snap. He'll roll left, 4-man rush. He'll run it himself at the 35, first down at the 40, down to the 41-yard line, first down on the 9-yard run by Alante Simmons.
I don't think he was ever going to throw that football, Phil. I think he was totally just planned to run the ball to that side of the field. Unfortunately, the Elder Panthers bid on it, and they covered the receiver so far. I don't think he could throw the football running that way.
Yeah, most of those guys were running just some sprint routes down the field, so you got to be honest with them for a little bit because they have thrown it tonight, so you have to keep that in your back pocket.
1st and 10 Middletown, 5:15 left in the game. They'll snap it to Simmons. He'll hand to Glover. Over the pile he goes. A 2-yard gain and a penalty flag, and this might be on Elder.
That is absolutely terrible. No whistle was blown. Kyle Orloff jumped on the pile to try to pull the ball out. No whistle was blown. That is a terrible call.
Well, that's what we were mentioning earlier, Phil. The officials have not been able to get to the football as the play is done. They need to blow the whistle quicker, and they didn't there, and that's what you get when that happens. Selective whistle blowing.
It is against Elder. It's a big one.
That is unfortunate. That is an official error. You got to be quicker on your whistle if you're going to let some guys get down. And that's his excuse for not calling for, you need to blow your whistle there. There was nothing. It's bad.
Well, the ball was held up in the air.
Yeah.
15-yard penalty moves the ball to the Elder 43 with 5 minutes to go in the game. Elder trying to hang on here. They lead 20-14, but Middletown has really dominated this second half. Alante Simmons in the shotgun. He will turn, he will hand to Glover, and Glover into the pile to the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 2, and Troy Everhart not only trying to score, but to score with as little time left on the clock as possible. 4:33 left now. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Middletown at the Elder 41-yard line.
So right now, Elder's defensive line, again, with their linebackers, they need to keep coming up in the defensive backs. Make your plays. Put them in a difficult 3rd down.
Alante Simmons will be in the shotgun. Yavante Glover behind him. It's been those two guys doing most of the work. And it's Glover. Nope, it's Simmons, and he is met by Applegate in the backfield. No gain. Beautifully read by Dustin Applegate, reading the fake handoff and dropping Simmons.
And that was like a suplex tackle there. and that's one of those things that I always like to talk about. That's a testament to Adam Rankin in the weight room. I mean, that's just somebody was in the weight room all summer and somebody else wasn't, and Applegate just showed it right there.
It's like pulling a mattress on top of it. Exactly what happened. He has the momentum. He's got the strength. You know you can do it. You just have to have the flexibility to do both at the same time.
3rd and 8 for Middletown at the Elder 41. 3:34 left in the football game. Alante Simmons in the gun. Man in motion. Play action fake. Simmons will throw. It's complete to the big tight end at the 25 to the Elder 20, down to the 17-yard line. Chance Sorrell, a gain of 24,
there we go.
And a late penalty flag is thrown.
Yeah, I figured there was going to be a late flag.
There should be 2.
Yeah,
there should be 2. It should be on Middletown. 2 late hits.
Wow. Game getting a little chippy as it stands. A humongous 3rd down conversion, a 24-yard throw. Simmons to Sorrell.
And coach is not going to be happy about this if it is going to be on Middletown with a 15-yarder. He's going to be very upset with those players.
I mean, there was, like you said, Phil, there was one back at the 30 and another one where they actually are calling it at the 15. The lineman making bad hits.
Wow. Dead ball personal foul against Middletown, so they'll generate the first down, but now they'll be backed up 15 yards from the 17 of Elder to the 32.
It's still good for 1st down, Middletown.
So basically a reset for Middletown. The previous play was run from the 41. They picked up 24. Now they're back to the 32 with a fresh set of 4. 1st and 10 with 3:24 to go at the Elder 32. Panthers in need of a big play on defense. They have 2 takeaways on the night. It's Simmons into the line, and he goes nowhere. Ball's loose.
Ball loose.
Oh, they call it loose. They call it down. Down by
wow.
at the 30.
Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness. That ball, you guys saw, we were right in front of us. No obstruction whatsoever. The player was not down. The ball came loose.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays there, you know, sometimes you get lucky, and that was very fortunate for Middletown. They got
It ends in the game for Middletown right now, guys. And if they bring in that oversized lineman, they do not. He's going to go to the opposite side. You're going to run that same play again to him right at the sticks.
2:06 to go. 3rd down and 5 for Middletown at the Elder 27. Alante Simmons in the gun. And a timeout on the field.
Yeah, he lined up on the wrong side of the
Troy
field.
Everhart, and that is the last timeout for Middletown. As the clock stops, under 2 minutes to go, we'll keep it right here. But guys, Elder had a 20-7 lead at the half. Not only have they not scored, they barely had the ball. Middletown has completely taken the air out of this game, and the interception return got them back in it, and now they're trying to finish the deal in what will be a shocking loss for Elder.
What is so frustrating as the Panther fans on that side of the field is just what you said. They haven't seen anything offensively this second half. It's almost like they're trying not to lose the game instead of trying to win the game. And sometimes it just doesn't go to your way. It's not the game plan, of course, but it just appears to be that way because they haven't had the football, Bill.
Yeah, and right now, the defense, they've made plays, but they haven't made plays consistently in a row. They'll make a play or two on a series and then give up a big 3rd down. So now is that time, this 3rd and 5. You got to come up big, and you know you're going to have to come up big again on 4th.
3rd and 5 for Middletown at the Elder 27. Simmons in the gun. Man in motion. Motion on Middletown. False start. So, I tell you what, you might want to credit the Elder students section who moved during that timeout from the left side of the field to the right side and really was whooping it up. And the entire left side of the line for Middletown jumped early. That makes it a 3rd and 10 at the 32.
12th man doing an excellent job there again.
1:59 to go. Elder leads 20-14. Middletown 3rd and 10 at the Elder 32-yard line. As you hear the crowd rise to its feet in full throat on 3rd and 10. Simmons under center, takes a snap, 5-step drop, wants to throw long. He scrambles, he throws, and it's incomplete on the far side. Knocked away by Michael Bailey. Intended receiver was Tavon Helvey. 4th down for Middletown, and they have to go for it.
A great pressure up front by Fishburne and company. They're getting some push there, and the line was pushing Simmons back, so he had to make a quick play. But like we just said, they made a big play on 3rd down. Now defense has to do it again on 4th.
Yeah, those front men on the defensive line for the Panthers, this is their play to win this game. It's got to be the defensive lineman that wins this football game.
Game on the line as Middletown is out of timeouts. If Elder holds here, they will win the football game. 4th and 11 for Middletown at the Elder 33-yard line. Simmons under center. 2 receivers left. Rolls left. Still looking. Backs up. Throws a dump pass to Glover. It's complete to the 25, but Elder turns him away at the 25 and takes over on downs.
And of course, Bill, look who made the play happen. The pressure from that defensive line made Middletown football